Hello.
What is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Outriders video, and today I'm going to be showing you the build that I use to get to challenge tier 15, the one that I use for everything. Now, just straight off the bat, this isn't a Technomancer sniper DPS build that needs absolutely perfectly rolled gear to walk through the content or mad aimbot aim. So if you're just a normal player and you want to get through those challenges, this is the build for you guys. If you do enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise, let's get straight into this video. The build itself is going to be really simple. The build is all about keeping blighted rounds up as much as possible for as long as possible to do the most damage as we can. So let's start off with the gear. Now, this Technomancer's top tree, as we'll get into in a little bit, will buff assault rifles. So naturally, we're going to be using assault rifles, the double rifles, and the LMGs, you know, all those kind of things. Even submachine guns fall into this category. Now, my go-to assault rifle is the Thunderbird. I really like the damage output of the Thunderbird. It really does work well. The perk that I always pretty much put on my rifles now is ultimate damage link, making sure that if you're doing solo content, you're hitting more than one enemy, which is really going to help things out. As a backup, if I do drop out of my blighted rounds, then I will use the Imploder. The Imploder is one of the strongest weapons in the game right now. However, this does not work very effectively with blighted rounds, which is why it's the backup. But its ability to do over 200k anomaly damage just by hitting a crit means it is very effective. In terms of the gear itself, now I do have a set here, but the set itself is completely irrelevant. It's all about the perks itself. So in this instance, Radical Therapy, which is going to give us 15% more damage against enemies afflicted by Toxic. We have Bloodlust here. Killing Shocks increases your firepower as well as to the bone. When the skill is activated, anomaly power is boosted by 30%. Now, that is irrelevant. This was on my gear already, so I couldn't take that off. But I needed to take Bloodlust to give us that little bit of boost when we need it. Then in terms of the trousers, I've put assault rifle weapon damage here, as this piece already came with spare mags. Spare mags is critical to this build. You will go through 2 magazines at times when you're clearing through areas, going checkpoint to checkpoint. So you absolutely need spare mag, unless you have a weapon that will give you ammunition back. There are some exceptions. There are some weapons that will roll with, if you get a kill with less than 35% in the mag remaining, you will refund your magazine all the way back to the front, but that is a risky tactic. Then onto the gloves. So trick up the sleeve, absolute necessity here. This is going to give us our bottomless mags, our unlimited ammo. And then I like Aura of Force here, so that when we do critical shots, it grants some anomaly power to you and your allies as well. Remember that the blighted rounds, although firepower does the most through blighted rounds, it is an anomaly skill, so giving that boost as well will give us a little bit more damage. And then for the boots itself, critical analysis, because we're going to be using our cold snap, enemies are going to be still quite often, so having that critical hit damage here is going to work really well. And I really like barrel roll. I like barrel rolling anyway, just kind of getting around the map, but this actually gives us more firepower for the first shot after executing a roll, so it just gives that little bit of oomph. You can change this if you want. This is just personal preference for me. Those are the kind of mods that you're going to want to see on your gear. In terms of skills, then the skills are very simple. Cold snap for when we get in trouble or when we want to freeze a captain, so that we can do a significant amount of damage to the captain very easily. Blighted rounds is the bread and butter of this build. It's all about blighted rounds. We're going to keep this up as much as we can. Then fixing wave as a bit of a way to heal ourselves. Now, this obviously does heal turrets as well, but we don't heal turrets. And if you're playing co-op, it will heal your allies as well. But again, this is mainly for solo play. You can use this build in co-op play. Just be aware that you probably won't always get the kill with blighted rounds, so you're going to be pulling out that Imploder more just to get you through the content while your teammates are getting those final kills. Now, the Outriders trees are pretty simple, with weapon damage being at the top, and you won't see many differences between the top tiers. The only difference between this build and a sniper build is where it says sniper rifle, we've chose assault rifle instead. So we have assault rifle damage up here, we have assault rifle nodes here. The critical bits to the build are over here as well. We have vulnerability and a toxic. So basically every time that we hit somebody with toxic, and we will be doing that 100% of the time with blighted rounds, we will make them vulnerable, meaning they will take 25% extra damage. I love taking the extra 50% mag size. That's going to really help. Particularly, if you're using LMGs, you will find it really, really rare that you will run out of blighted rounds. But just remember, as you're getting closer to CT15, you are going to face tougher enemies. So you do need to be prepared for if you do run out of blighted rounds. I like taking this as well. Everyone's going to have toxic on them with blighted rounds, so doing extra damage as well. And then for bossing, we will activate decay, which means that we will get an additional weapon damage of 40% for 10 seconds, which is really nice. After you get a boss right after a cutscene, you can just go straight in and do an extra 40% damage. So there you have it, guys. That is the build video. Like I said, I've taken this build all the way to endgame, and it has been exceptional all the way through. If you have enjoyed this video, guys, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise I'll catch you on the flip.